Good morning. Can anyone hear me? Ooh, I might be the source of the.
Hey, hey, how we doing? And I did hear you, Ape. What's going on? I couldn't hear you easy for a second there. I can't hear you. What's going on there?
Anybody? Anybody?
I hear you.
Man, I got booted. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Well, shit. Now it's not on my pod. I think we're getting an echo. And I think it's still working. You still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Woo, man, that only took like 5 minutes of audio problems. We need to bring back the Death to Audio Problems theme song here. It's been I don't know why,
Oh
just like
yeah.
for a while now, it seems like my Discord and my earbuds are just at odds with each other. But I'm stoked to be here, and you can hear me, and I can hear you, and we're at Token Smart on Easy's Corner. It's been a while, so just stoked to be back
Woohoo!
with you. Woohoo! Token Smartying it
Yeah,
up. It's been
same.
it's been a it's been a while since we really caught up. I mean, we've had a few little run-ins here and there, but really since like Rizzlefest, have we really gotten to have a combo. So stoked
I
to have you
know,
tonight.
which was awesome. Still talking
Absolutely
about that.
incredible. I mean, that's honestly that's been that was the highlight pretty much of this whole last year. Since then, everything's been downhill. Honestly, I mean, no, there's been
Totally.
good things too. It's been a rough like last 6 months or so, I would say, for most people. And we all have our like little individual things we deal with and go through, but the market had definitely kind of put a damper on things and been pretty stagnant, which we're definitely seeing some bullish signs, I would say, some signals. Bitcoin's been rallying a bit. ETH has been peaking up over
Yeah.
2000. Art drops are like selling out here and there, and gaming is getting more exciting. Like there's lots of more news around that, and some of those tokens are picking up. So it's a great time to be catching up
Totally.
with you when we're at this like kind of feels like could be an inflection point, could be an end of the year thing. We've seen those before too, um, but it might
Sure,
be
yeah.
the start
There's a lot of
to
ETF
something
speculation.
that too. Yeah, yeah. It feels like we've got this kind of this ladder, this little stair steps of like with the ETFs. We've got halvening coming. Just
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a long enough run of sort of like where little bits of maybe like decent news didn't seem to move the needle, but after you stack a few up, it starts creeping up. So it's interesting times we're getting into, I think.
Definitely. Exciting times too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool to
And
have
I
a little
was
bit of a positive upturn.
Yeah, I was probably my audio probably wasn't working earlier, but I see we're live on X. I believe we're live out on Unlonely too. So I shouted out everybody on those platforms that might be tuning in or watching later. But I don't think my audio was working, so wanted to shout that out. And great shot just rolled into the live chat of Brookhawk and
Ah,
Rasaji here. That's a nice one.
nice.
Yeah. Um,
All those dreads are gone now.
oh yeah, you still got the beard though.
Yeah. Oh, of
Okay, of
course.
course. A wizard can't be without his beard.
That's right. That's right.
So what's been some things that have been exciting for you in moving the needle? I know we're going to jump into some deco, but would love to just kind of hear about anything that's been piquing your interest, whether that's old projects doing cool stuff, or maybe something new that popped up. Yeah, anything you want to share with us, any of your tentacles pulling in little alphas here and there. It's always a pleasure to hear what you've got your eye on.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course, because of my PFP, I'm bullish on Aavegotchi, and they've just been releasing a maddening amount of stuff lately. New mini games that are like, top-notch games that, games you would actually
Nice.
play regardless of the crypto assets. A lot of exciting new proposals have been put through to kind of push some. We're actually going to start marketing.
There you
That's a first
go.
for Aavegotchi,
That
and they're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff at EM. Or
that's re-
yeah,
that's really cool. Because having such deep roots and being on chain and things that like some people start to use those words out there. So it'll be good to represent with some of the old school talent here that Aavegotchi has.
yeah, and exciting stuff coming out of Third Planet Studios. They're doing a lot of shows now. We'll have one of their artists tonight, who's also an independent artist, but works with Third Planet Villains. Love his music. We'll have Jose
Oh yeah.
tonight.
Did
Um,
just
can we
rolling back to
get
Aavegotchi.
a Purion back up here?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring him back up. Rolling back for a second to Aavegotchi. Hopefully, I didn't miss it. I remember fairly recently seeing a tweet about wearables, a new wearable round. Is that already happening? Did I sleep on that, or is it just coming right up?
It's coming right up. I don't have the exact date, but no, you haven't missed it.
Good.
Yeah, that
My
will be
my
dropping soon.
the Twitter is so hard, and that I follow like thousands of people. So it's just like I need like a separate account for like my kind of like top 20 OG projects or something like that, so I can just follow like the homies and actually get that because it's such a mess with like I'll miss like that Brian Brinkman dropped a meme card today and like I think it was like Punk 6259 assets and Brinkman assets could have got you on the list, but I didn't see it till I heard like, "Oh, this dope drop just sold out," and then I went back and I was like, "Damn, I could have been on that list." Like, dope. So it's always good to just keep in cahoots with the homies so you don't miss out on these cool things.
Yeah, totally.
It's not FOMO. It's just sticking in
Yeah,
with
and
your friends.
I just, yes. Yeah, and I just got done with the Tiny House Festival down in Gainesville at the Gainesville Raceway. That was a lot of fun. And I literally have just arrived. I'm standing outside the van at the Tiny House Homestead from the same association up here in Edenton, Georgia, and we'll probably get some videos of the compound. We're doing a homestead, like a tiny house homesteading workshop out here this next
Super
weekend.
cool. I'll be excited to see some of that. I'd love to, definitely see and hear more about like how many, on this homestead, like how many tiny houses are going up. So how many people will be able to sort of, both support the homestead by putting in work, but then also receive, have a place to live because of that. That sounds like a super awesome project.
Yeah, this one's very interesting. They've got a combination of different ways that you can be involved here. They also already have a whole Airbnb business out here going too for when they're not filling their tiny
Smart.
homes with other people.
Yeah, that's super smart.
So yeah, lately we've been building the decentralized co-op, and we actually just launched our first crowdfunding round on Gitcoin. Um, Ape might have the links for us. I'm sorry, I'm not at my. I was expecting to be here a little bit earlier and have everything set up, but
No worries. We can roll into it, casually as we start dropping the links. But the deco idea sounds just awesome because what better kind of crowd to understand decentralization working together than people that have had some knowledge in working with co-ops. Like it just goes hand in hand.
oh yeah, for sure. DAOs and co-ops and eco villages, intentional communities, they have so much in common and so much that they can share with each other. It's phenomenal. They've each been dealing with different sides of, cooperative, decentralized management of assets, collective commons. So there's our Gitcoin round. You can get on there and get a part of our first crowdfunding. Um,
Nice.
that's also if it's on Optimism. So if you also have any kind of a somebody's dropping ants. Oh man, that's old school right there.
Sorry, I just had a quick disconnect.
That's all right. You got a little bit of an echo going now.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my pods to reconnect here. Sorry about that, y'all.
All good.
Should be connecting here. Trying to avoid echo. Hit that. Okay, I think.
The
All right,
still,
I'm back. Sorry about that.
yeah, you're back. Nice.
So yeah, dive back in. Definitely going to be a lot of interesting aspects to how you're kind of laying the groundwork, as you say, to be able to have a co-op be able to use assets, besides just what would be kind of on the ground, like at the farm, as these things have been done previously. Now, if you're bringing in Web3 and blockchain, that's going to open up a lot of new opportunities.
Absolutely. Obviously, we already kind of understand the tokenization of assets, and so we're putting some of that to play. But there's a lot of other different opportunities and just use cases that make things a lot easier, including with the metaverse and AR layers that interlink with NFC chips and really I'm all about PR, the procedural reality. If we can make an action in real world and that be an on-chain action or an on-chain action that affects something in the real world, I'm kind of all about that stuff. So AR layers and metaverse layers can play out within our communities and in educational ways, permissive ways. You only get the role in the community of woodsman level 2 if you've proven yourself with an axe and a chainsaw or something, and then you have from your NFC chip, your wallet, you have access to the shed and that actual tool. Simple things like that, and AR walkthroughs of
Very cool.
how you can
A digital
interact
twin
with this
ecosystem.
community. Yeah.
That like
I'm gonna
there's
try to
so
pop off
many.
myself and pop back in so I'm not lagging.
Okay, yeah. It's crazy. There's so many opportunities that having like an AR overlay could have, even just like down to like the very basics of like, okay, you're planting um radishes or tomatoes or whatever it is that you're planting. So with an AR overlay, like if you were wearing like a pair of like shades or glasses that did an overlay, and it would just show you the row spacing and the seed spacing and like the depth that you like stick your finger in to make your little like hole for the seed. Like there's so many different things that just educationally that could do, um to use AR and these other assets. But then something that definitely like is turning in my mind is like gamification of it too. The last couple weeks,
Mhm.
or for a few weeks, we've been talking with Jose about a buddy of his that has a farm down in Venezuela that wants to sort of somehow come up with some gamification with rewards for people that would be able to like kind of help somehow help like fund and work the farm, but also have like kind of a metaverse layer. So that would be really interesting to see like how yeah, like if you watered these plants, you like level up also in metaverse, or it reflects that somehow different skills that you gain, different crops that you have, and then like I said, being able to throw on like your AR glasses, and it's like, yep, okay, these are the size of that ear of corn fits up on my glasses. It's ready to pick, or just like there's so many different like wild things that could be done here that just haven't been done really.
Yeah,
Oh
so the
yeah.
thing that we kind of lean into for sure is integration, not segregation. As it stands now, the digital world and the physical world are very, very disparate. They're not connected in any meaningful way, and having those AR layers is going to be powerful. We're excited for like the community aspect over like a larger frame, where it's kind of like not only can you be learning about growing and gardening and all this, but maybe it's you have a problem on your particular property, but we have like a climate analog on the opposite side of the world that is a very, very similar climate to you, maybe similar soil conditions, and you can just inspect or watch how they kind of went through the process of restoring their soil, or what was their food permaculture or their food forest system that worked super, super well on their property, and how you can integrate that and put that on your own property. So definitely integration with all of these different layers so that all of the value can be seen and held in community, as opposed to very, very centrally in the physical space, even though the physical space has value because most often because of some kind of digital marketing, digital footprint. So trying to like wrap those things in with each other is the excitement for applying permaculture ethics anywhere and everywhere we can, even here in Web3. I've been a huge proponent of ecosystem building, like, oh, this is a community of communities. It's an ecosystem. That's what DAOs are. And the more that you get to participate and have fun and move those values around, the greater everyone gets to benefit.
And like moving or taking permaculture and applying that in Web3 already has like there's so much good overlap in the ethos, but to be able to spread that through Web3 and like kind of some gamification is huge, because when I was a kid I went and like built cob permaculture library buildings on the on the commune and stuff like that. um, I feel like there's less of those like community permaculture events, at least in my hometown. I mean, there's a little that goes on, but I feel like there's less of it. So to add in like the digital realm, and then also just for accumulating, like you were saying, for accumulating so much information to be shared. I've got this weird wilt on my tomatoes or potatoes or whatever it is, and then you can problem shoot through, going in and then typing in, okay, I've got this type of issue on this crop, and see what kind of beneficials or better drainage or mulching or whatever other people did to be able to uh, remedy that issue.
Exactly. And right now we're in the uh, uh, uh,
You might be glitching out a bit there, Musashi.
That he was rugging. I got like
Yeah.
Chainlink hackathon, and we're currently building a cross-chain marketplace for hypercerts. It's actually going to be a cross-chain. Oh,
Oh, we heard you now. Yeah, now you're
it
just
was
really
good.
lagging. It was good for a second there, though, for sure.
It got better. Let's see. Hopefully we'll be stable when he hops back. Cause yeah, I think that was maybe just the cache catching up or something. Ooh, cross chain multi app. I like
Well, yeah.
multi-pass.
So this is we're kind of excited for this one specifically while Musashi kind of gets his stuff in order. We want to do a lot of funding for our project through hyper certificates, and hyper certificates are a very simple way to kind of make claim on proposed impact. Like, hey, we're going to plant a whole bunch of corn, and this is a hyper cert saying that this is what we plan on doing. And then on the backside of that, if we prove that we actually grew a bunch of corn, there can be some kind of additional benefit from that. If you bought early, you get a new thing like, oh, we send you a case of corn because it's delicious. Silver Queen corn. But there's other things that you could do. It's like, hey, if you supported us very, very early on in our process, because we can see this, maybe you get access to some Airbnb stays at one of our decentralized community a year down the road or something like that. So we're super excited to make lots and lots of engagement layers for anyone to participate with us. And the thing about the Chainlink cross chain interactions is that if your money is on ETH, you can still buy a hyper certificate on Optimism, and you don't have to change, you don't have to bridge. So we're just trying to take out any of those pain points that are so obvious in Web3, because they happen all the time. It's like, oh, you have to go to Base to purchase this thing, or you have to go to Public Goods Network to do this thing, or there's so many. There's new ones coming up all the time. There's even a new blockchain one called Redstone, which has to do with mud, which is anonymous worlds, so video games and stuff like that. So taking out that bit of abstraction, abstracting the abstract, and removing that pain point of having to move your funds across bridges, we hope to just take that away completely, and then anybody can from any chain can buy our hypercerts, and they will sit on Optimism where they are native.
That is huge. I think that even amongst the blockchain agnostic, it just comes down to oh, that's going to take me another couple minutes to go over here and swap that and log in over here on that, and then it's like even though it's not like physically that tough mentally, I think it just adds, it's enough, just those couple little steps where you lose people drop off. So that's huge to be able to just go over and pick it up on whatever chain you're on. If you're logged into Poly, or you're on ETH, or you're on Base, or you're on Optimism already, that's a dope move.
Yeah, and there's an unfortunate thing to say this, but there's also a lot of risk involved. If you have to visit 3 different sites, that's technically 3 attack vectors that you have to go through in order for you to just move funds in order to potentially make a mint. So yeah, that's
Right.
certainly something that I think about all the time. I actually came into Web3 with a cell phone, and a long time ago, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago now. And that was my biggest complaint is like, look, guys, y'all don't build this for you don't build this for people. You build it for yourselves, which is cool. I mean, I don't blame you none. It's still super wicked awesome. But if you want this revolution to catch every person, if you want it to go global, it's got to be mobile first. It's got to be available to people who do not have computers as a mainstay in their lives. Because for the most part, I think that in a weird way, computers are kind of going to the wayside. Um, there are certainly the circles of people that use computers a lot, and I am now in that circle of people, but there are still tons and tons and tons of opportunity to onboard friends who just have cell phones, and there's nothing wrong with that. So get them in here, let them
Yeah.
have some fun with us.
The majority globally of people have cell phones and don't have computers. And I think, majority of like first world, developed nations, yes, most people or a big percentage of people have personal computers. But that's huge. If you're, well, yeah, what if you're looking at gaming, really anything. If you want people, regular people, just the little guy at the corner selling some veggies in, Africa or Asia or wherever, you want just like the anybody, any old person to be able to participate. It's got to be mobile friendly, and mobile first makes huge sense for a lot of things. We have kind of a odd quirky community base, so things can start with like computer programs, but it's really not going to catch fire unless it's mobile.
And there's room, of course, for like unique kind of experiments, or their little hidden corner, your little citadel of fun, whatever you're building over there. But certainly if you're building something as huge as Uniswap, or you're trying to do a Farcaster or some kind of social app, if it doesn't work super super well on mobile, it's just not going to get the adoption layer that you're expecting. It looks like Musashi also just shared a YouTube link. um, so let's see what that is.
Pop it
Yeah,
open.
that's just one of our socials. We have a YouTube channel which we haven't put a lot out on yet, but we plan to start putting out content um, here shortly.
Very cool. I'm gonna give that
Well,
a
be sure to
follow.
subscribe.
Yeah. And I think a little earlier, I was looking through the chat to see where you dropped the GitHub. Was that in live chat? Just drop
Was that
that
the GitHub
again.
or the Gitcoin link? Which
Oh,
one?
oh yeah, there it is. I see it. It's the Gitcoin. Yeah, it is in there. It was when I got, it was like I was looking for that a little earlier, right when I got one of my cutoffs. So I just wanted to make sure that I have that open in a tab too. So I got it. And maybe I'll also just copy and paste it down below in the chat so everybody has a fresh linkage to it. I'll do that one sec.
So yeah, one
Boom.
of the exciting things that Musashi's doing is he's over there at the Tiny House Village. He's actually talking with the guys over there. They have a link up with home biogas systems, and I don't know if anyone has ever cooked on gas as opposed to electric stoves, but gas stoves
Oh,
are
all
way
my
better.
life.
Yeah, if you're a
Yeah,
foodie, you're gonna cook on gas. You know,
you
yeah.
you can't get any type of control off let's say an electric stove with a aluminum pan versus cooking on gas with some good old heavy cast iron.
Mhm. Oh yeah, I use my cast iron every day. But home biogas is awesome because you can take all of your waste, whether that's food waste or maybe even human waste, and you can turn that into usable gas. So one of the big
Dude,
things in permaculture is make no waste, or waste is just another kind of resource. In the natural world, nothing is wasted. I think that one of the things that originally kind of inspired me and really made me feel good about the Ethereum ecosystem is that, yeah, they have a gas token, but gas is burned, and gas is burned in order to maintain the value of ETH. Like that to me is just like big brain stuff when you say there is no such thing as waste. The intent and the purpose behind any and every resource consumption, transfer, it has reason. And that's kind of what we're trying to make focus on in this is that, when we build a house, there is tons and tons of waste. I don't know if you've ever been in the, traditional construction industry at all, but tons and tons of waste. Musashi just said closed loop systems. Yes. So, when your food comes into your house, it goes back either into the soil where it belongs, where it came from, or it goes into a biogas system, in which case it gets turned into more opportunity and more food. So just keeping in mind these kinds of things, you can apply permaculture, which are mostly natural systems. You can apply that to what we're doing out here in Web3. If you have the intent
Totally.
to burn an NFT, make sure there's good purpose for it, right? Like that NFT is going to turn into some other kind of value. So brings us to our first
Awesome.
LLC, Terra Navis. I don't know. Let's see. Let's give you a mic check, Musashi. How's your mic doing right now?
Yeah, can you hear me all right?
Oh
Solid.
yeah.
Dude, real quick
All
before
right.
we jump into the Terra Novus, I just a little question on this home biogas thing. Is that something that is like, I'm just wondering how much fuel you would need to, or waste, right? That you would need to add to like be able to have enough gas, say for cooking or heating, like on-demand water or something like that. Like, these are like single home units, or do they have something bigger for like a community where you'd have like massive amounts of compost and stuff going in, or maybe they have both? It just sounds super awesome. I've thought
Yeah.
about these things for so long about like, why can't we harvest the gas, or like you've got like whatever portalets or something along the like side of the town, like, use that. Or but so yeah, that is just super super interesting. It'd be fascinating to hear just a tiny bit on that.
Yeah, so they have a lot of different systems already. They have smaller and larger residential units that come with a range or two for burning the methane for stoves, a range stove, and they come with a specialized toilet, which looks like a pretty normal toilet. Only it has its own little like pump thing that shoots everything into the tank, and the tank it's like a blow up tent kind of thing. um, it's receiving all your waste and it's digesting it. It's a lot better than a standard like compost because you can even digest like meats and fats and all that stuff in there. And it's producing methane gas, which is being pumped into your house for cooking. And then it's spitting out a nitrogen-rich water that can be used on your plants, or it can be filtered and put back into your home for drinking water. And like a standard 1 to 3 user system is averaging about 2 hours of gas cook time a day. Like larger units are averaging about 3 to 4 hours of gas. And then they've got units for like just your if you just want it for your garden scraps. Maybe people are doing more heavier composting through that, and they more just want the advantage of the nitrogen rich water. Um, and then there's also, they have industrial units that they use for a bunch of different industrial applications, from kitchens to restaurants to big corporate sky rises, where they have these massive systems that actually still only fit into two parking spots, like compact car parking spots, and can take care of all of the waste in a huge facility and transfer all of that waste into heated water for the entire facility. So they have a
Dude,
lot of different units. It's pretty neat.
freaking genius. It's about time, like, to start getting this type of stuff, because people have had these ideas for quite a while, but to see products out there that are available and working, that's super awesome because I hadn't heard about this before.
Yeah, and they're very well priced. I'm blown away at the prices, and they last about 15 years. And at the end of their lifetime, they're totally recyclable. You can cut them up and take them down to the recycling center. So still renewable in their own way, even at the end.
Man, incredible. But yeah, that's a huge kind of piece to the puzzle. Because
Exactly.
composting toilets, they're not the most efficient unless you're like really working the whole system. This sounds like it could be really, really, really useful, especially if you're doing some homesteading where you're living off grid. You're producing your own cooking gas, every day just by using the bathroom and with kitchen waste. That's awesome.
Absolutely. It's a part of that, you really want a hybrid system going with your power, with your cooking, to have the ability to cook with wood if you need to cook with gas if you want to cook with electricity if you need to, whatever it is to have, a combination of things or a backup of things. Um, that's
Totally.
really crucial. Yeah, it's part of not just sustainability, but the resiliency of that whole system.
Yep. Yeah, I got to have those systems stacked for sure. Awesome.
Exactly.
So, just speaking of like stacked systems, one of the most stacked system that you can have is your zone zero really taken care of. And for anyone who's not a Permies guy, zone zero is your home or your like heart or like the place you spend the most amount of time in, which for me is generally my head. But right outside of that is your home, and that's exactly what Terra Navis is all about. Terra Navis is specifically a 3D printed home company. So our intent is to take, in the future, hopefully in the future, right now it's just concrete, but maybe in the future we will be able to use earthen materials, so self-harvested from location, and then you put it through this amazing machine built by Apis Core, and that machine will press out a 400 square foot home in about 2 days. So
Damn.
it is very, very quick. We are very, very excited for what Terra Navis can do. I'm not sure if anyone in the crowd has seen much on 3D home prints, but a lot of them are very, very lacking on like functionality and actual like benefit. So a lot of the 3D printed systems you'll see are gantry systems, so they look exactly like your 3D printer at home. Got a little square box frame that goes over the house, and then they print from there. There's a huge problem with that, though. The actual installation of the gantry ends up making the cost of the home just as costly as it would be to do a traditional home, because it's a lot of really heavy equipment. There's a lot of very large trucks that actually bring in the equipment to host that gantry, and then you have the machine itself that does the printing. Apis Core has done a phenomenal job of taking out all of the pain points of traditional 3D house printing. They no longer have a gantry. They actually have a kind of like a little tank, little robot guy. And actually, all the concrete or the earth is pumped to that thing, that central point, and it kind of sits in the middle of the house and it prints from the inside. So there's a couple of benefits to that. You can print almost as large as you possibly want. You just have to be able to get it from one room to the next room in order to make the print larger. As where gantry systems, you are literally limited to the size of the gantry. So if you put up the gantry and you want a bigger house than that, well, too bad. So we kind of did a lot of preliminary research on what kind of people we would like to partner with to do our 3D printed houses, and I think Apis Core kind of knocked it out of the park, as far as their models go, because they actually won a competition with NASA. They essentially made a Mars colony on Earth. Like, hey, this is what it could
Nice.
potentially look like. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know about any of you guys, but I'm not sure if I want to. colonize Mars, but in the
Mm.
necessity of it, it's good to have choices. It's good to have those functions stacked and ready to go. So, very exciting about that. Musashi, would you like to say anything about Terra Navis or some 3D printed houses that you're excited about?
Yeah, sure. So that's a little bit about what we'll be doing with that. We'll also be combining um, technology using compressed earth bricks as well. So like 92% just earth and like about 7 or 8% concrete. Um,
Awesome.
and we'll be partnering with Pangea Builders, doing a joint venture. That's Jonah Reynolds started Pangea Builders. He is the son of Michael Reynolds, who started Earthships out in Taos in 1968, 69. Um, and so it's been kind of a dream to be able to work alongside people like them. And we're going to be taking basically all of the sustainable systems that are found inside of an Earthship and just taking out the rammed earth tires and replacing that with the compressed earth bricks and 3D printing the walls and creating some uh, low cost homes so that we can have some homes that are self sustainable, meaning you don't have to be dealing with fossil fuels at all, really, and not have to be paying out a bunch of bills. The house will help you be a self-sustainable person, um, but also help you grow a bit of your food because alongside of that is you build a little bit of a greenhouse alongside the home to help insulate it. Um, and so yeah, all of these different layers and systems are a part of becoming more sustainable, becoming more, um, autonomous. This is the A of the Dow that I really like.
Um, for this collaboration, do you guys have like a site and stuff where you're gonna do this kind of first run of using these earth blocks and being able to do the 3D print and stuff? Or are you still looking for like that and it's like a little more preliminary or
Yeah, so we're actually in the process of building out a new website right now, and along with a DApp. Um, and there will actually already have quite a few cool functionalities built in there. But right now, I would just stick to following the Twitter and our YouTube that we dropped there, and we'll keep everyone informed as we release each of those. We'll be open up our Discord soon, and we'll be using guild.xyz to onboard people into the deco.
nice? Um, Now, would this be something where it's kind of like a service as well, where somebody that say has a piece of land that they want to have built out to be some sort of kind of co-op with multiple mini homes, or maybe somebody that's just got a little sliver of land and they want to build like a tiny house and have their own little garden. Would this be something where people would be able to basically like pay for kind of a service where the system kind of is going to have a bunch of different design features, so you're getting this almost like completed system? Would it work like that? Would it just be projects that are sort of furthering what the DAO holds and like creating more communities that way, or some of both? Or
So there's going to be quite a few different ways that people can get involved. If you were a landowner, there are different ways that you could get involved from, placing your land within the deco in its own trust that you're still governing with your community and taking advantages that our LCA provides that are pretty awesome. Um,
Dope.
we can get into that another time. But also, with say you want to start your own community. Maybe people who want to just invest don't want something that the community be a part of the people who want to but maybe you're just a Deco member still, and you really still get advantages. So and just have the ability be in different levels of getting into the deco, you can work your way in.
Your
You're
audio
part of the deco,
went super wacky again.
and you want to build something on your own land, just completely separate. If you're a member, you get a discount in our communities as well. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways that you can take advantage of us.
Nice.
So yeah,
Oh
Take
yeah,
advantage of them.
bad signal.
yeah, we're a little fast
I don't know
there,
when you
but
lost me. Am I still back? Am I back?
yeah,
You're
you're
good
kind of
now.
But I think what he was trying to say is that essentially we'll have an entire suite of offerings where we'll have you like linked directly into the world of Web3, where, hey, do you want to be totally anonymous? Do you want to have something very, very real? Do you want to have a trust that's kind of like Web3 oriented, audio post production? uh, so yeah, it's kind of just slowing down a little bit of what Musashi said. He essentially said that yes, we can do regular, we're just going to build you a house kind of stuff, but we're actually much, much more interested in developing community around these things, giving people access to the tools that we have in Web3, either for funding or for keeping resources and community. Those are the things that we're really excited about doing, is really making Web3 relevant and helpful in the real world, because it is super relevant, but I don't think people have found a really great way of like grounding all of that ability in the world, as opposed to it just kind of being in Web3.
Yeah. And I mean, also, maybe if this grows and gets legs, there could be, interest from philanthropic peoples or organizations, that say, hey, wow, taking this technology, this decentralized technology, and applying it to kind of decentralized agriculture and community is like actually working. Maybe you'd get someone, association or something, that donates a big piece of property to say, hey, okay, there's a big homeless issue in this part of our state. Like, let's do something for real, instead of just throwing a bunch of money and wasting it, moving them around from this street to that street because we got like a fancy dictator coming in town or something.
You want to know what the best homeless architecture is?
Tell me
Homes.
it. There it is.
Just homes. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's like some big brain shit right there, man, to just
Yeah.
give them the houses, dude. Because seriously, like I think the world is going to shift so dramatically. I think we've already kind of felt it over the last 30 to 40 years. We went from essentially a society of farmers not 120 years ago to a totally service oriented world. I mean, we went to the industrial world for a few minutes there, but now it's here in the service world. And with the advent of AI, I mean, a lot of normal jobs, even service jobs, are very quickly going to get replaced by AI. And what the hell are homeless people going to do who don't have any meaningful way to get to a money producing job because there won't be any, right? Like,
Yep.
uh, so
Eh,
what we're hoping to do is we're kind of trying to shove ourselves right in between the two crashing waves and maybe build a little bit of infrastructure in there for people, because it's gonna hit us. It's gonna hit people who aren't expecting it. I think is gonna be the part that's really gonna make the huge difference. Is like people who weren't expecting to lose jobs, were not expecting to be made irrelevant. They're gonna have a lot of money and have absolutely no idea what to do with it because you can throw it into the black hole of AI production, but that's what it is. Like once money goes into the AI, it's gone. You either frame it as this is AI controlled by blockchain and to the benefit of humans, or we're totally fucked. Like, thank the Lord, thank God that blockchain showed up before AI. Because
oh my,
honestly, I really do think if blockchain hadn't showed up first, we would have already everything would have already crashed and burned, in my opinion.
yeah. Yeah, very likely. And I mean, it is, it can be kind of scary out there. You see, like, whatever. I'm not too far from San Francisco. Don't get into the city very much, but occasionally, and it's like everything's just closed down. Like the like restaurant streets and stuff like the change is coming very fast, whether that's leftovers from lockdown, including like new AI job replacements, like all this stuff is sort of like going to where it's gonna be really hard for a lot of people to have the opportunity just to make enough to get by and have food or a roof over your head. So this kind of thing's gonna be more and more important. I mean, you look at like I think down in LA they did I don't know, maybe like 30 or 40 tiny homes for like $10 million, or like more. Probably I think they were like these tiny homes were coming in at like $500,000 a piece, when they should be a couple grand or something of materials and a little bit of community labor or something. So this is important stuff.
Yeah, the irony is that like
Exactly.
it's gonna be kind of it's like people are going to start doing festival fun and building houses out of fun, but also kind of out of necessity. Like people are going to be bored, you know? The world is changing very, very quickly. And sometimes I think it certainly catches us off guard.
Oh yeah. Masashi, I heard you on mute for a second. You were coming through if you had something to add. Oh, it's been a tricky audio night for all of us. Um, just taking a quick peek at the chat here, scrolling for any
Are
questions.
there any questions? Yeah, yeah, I'd love to stick around for some questions for sure. Or any kind of
Yeah,
problem that you need to be rotated into solutions.
right. Yeah, hit us in the chat if you've got any questions, ideas for problems and solutions we might find there. Just fascinating. So, um, the what was the name of the LLC you guys were
Aaron
forming up
Jarvis.
here? So that is forming with in conjunction with the companies that you were talking about that created the 3D printing, and I believe the other guy was the designer.
Oh, Pangea Builders. Yeah, so we have some partnerships with them, but Terra Navas is actually the first LLC underneath the Deco LCA. So the Deco is like this great big umbrella that we can put all of these incredible projects and ideas that we have underneath, and then we can kind of spread those businesses out. We can either give them to the people who are actually wanting to passionately direct them. That's kind of like a piece of decentralization, is that whoever comes up with these incredible ideas should be the one who kind of pushes it forward into the future. But yeah,
Nice.
I personally really love the umbrella aspect to it. My name is Apiron Creations, and if you don't know what Apiron means, it's actually Greek for boundless, and that was my glass business name. I mean, years and years and years ago before I even came to Web3. But most certainly, the intent is to not have any bounds on what we can do, but rather a framework with which we do things. I think that was maybe something that we kind of missed out on at some point. We were like, let's build profits and let's build houses and let's do and do and do and do and do. There was maybe a little lack of framework, a little hindsight on the framework of why and how and like where we're going with all of this building. So no, it is not Ape Iron Creations. But you can call me that. I will respond to that as well.
They both work pretty well. I threw Jose a invitation to jump up if he's available. Yeah, I know he might be just getting back from a grocery run or something. But with the Web3 Eco Venezuelan Farm Tour Music extravaganza idea we've been throwing around, I thought he might have either a question or something to add, or like a problem that could use solving thrown in the mix, because there was like with what you guys are talking about here and some of the ideas we've been kind of just spinning up a little bit, about his friend's farm down in Venezuela. I'm sure there'd be a bit of crossover. Now, I think, different, there's like a whole nother set of probably obstacles and issues when you're also dealing with being in a country like Venezuela, where you've got US sanctions, so traveling can be more difficult, or even just transferring of funds or sending something in the mail, like so that adds sort of another whole thing to the mix. But I bet there can be some good crossover here.
Yeah, in that particular circumstance, that's kind of why we built the LCA, the Deco LCA, the way that we did, is that whenever we run up these LLCs, members under those LLCs can be distinctly protected. So, whether they need to be paid in US dollar or they need to be paid in crypto, or, they need to be paid in crypto on a certain chain, like all of those pieces, that's like pain that shouldn't exist. Our friends are friends. It doesn't matter that they exchange in a slightly different currency, or, oh, they're under a very different government regime. Like, we're trying to abstract all of that in Web3. Like, um, it was always kind of strange when I walked into Web3 communities originally, because it was like they had these great big boards of like codes of conduct and this, that, and another.
Mhm.
And it's like, actually, I kind of love it. Like, I kind of love Web3 for that reason, because it's like always kind of nice. It's like fun. It's like soft and gentle. I mean, maybe if you're in the wrong circles of Web3, maybe it doesn't feel like that. But certainly, I feel like staying safe and kind of staying within this little ecosystem that I found myself in, feels like the infinite garden, man. Feels like we could just grow and grow and grow and grow. And best way to do that, I think, is empower your friends, because when your
Totally.
friends are empowered, when people are empowered, I think they do. I think they really do a good job at empowering other people. I think there's maybe a bit of falseness behind some people's quote unquote empowerment in Web3. Money is a game. It's a gamble. It's a little bit of all that stuff. But I think once people really catch on that there's an ethos difference in Ethereum, in some of these little hidden circles of communities, they get it. Eventually, they get it. They find a spot and they're like, oh, they do want to change the world. They're not kidding.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so awesome to have our kind of warm, soft area of Web3. Like, it's kind of cozy. You're not going to get like knocked over the head with a metal rug. We're looking out for each other, coming up with ideas to like help each other's art or music or projects. So, I do think that we've got our kind of organic little corner is strong enough to resist the storms and also to just slowly grow as we see. Like, so and so has a little accomplishment. This DAO, has something work. So we're slowly getting there. But yeah, I would love to see some of what you guys are working on be able to take effect in even somewhere like Venezuela, which is what we're angling for, is something that's global citizenry going beyond our government's dictates. So we'll make it work.
But speaking of Venezuela, I see Jose has jumped in with us. Are you ready, brother? I've heard so many songs from Jose, and I'm just so pumped to hear another one. I think it's been like 3 weeks since I've heard him play, so I'm
Ooh,
ready.
yeah, I need it on the weekly. Keeps me mellow and sane. Keeps my vibes right. Yeah, lovely to have you here, Jose. And yeah, also, if there's some specifics on the farm equation, it'd be cool to maybe jam on that for a minute.
Hey guys, let me see my audio settings to check that everything is alright. Looks like it, and maybe you hear some echo, which is gonna be nice. Hi Isin, hi Musashi, what's up Apeiron? Happy to see you guys. I'm happy to see Bobcat, Brockhug, Dragonade, Hetsy Dice, Jats Hathaway, Tree Sleep Beans, Elbow, Dragonade's Mom, Anne Marie, Tall Down, Spherical Art, Felons, Musashi Nama is down. Oh, I wanted to hear your voice again. Well, happy to hear from the Deco today. Um, Recap with all of you. Nice to know that Hetzy Dice have been disconnected and wanted to reconnect just to see this television. So happy to make that connection. Happy to have this day. Um, let's do some music then, or I don't know. We can talk further.
I mean, I'm always down to vibe, but if you wanted to touch on anything specific.
Well, besides this call that I was really excited for, we had December in the morning, which was a great activity full of hosts of different like DAO summoners and people contributing into Web3 space, sharing their insights and views. And it looks like tomorrow we are gonna have some more of that, starting by maybe 12 p.m. EST. Yeah, till
Nice.
4 p.m. They will be having some talks. Today they had pretty great conversations involving like good communications for communities on digital, using digital technologies, and people doing coordination, and how important is to define mission, vision, values. It was a pretty like philosophical uh, talk, which was great. And I think that tomorrow we are going to have some more in terms of conflict resolution between community members. So yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, I think that's the update I can give at the moment. Besides the music.
And that's over on Twitter. Not sure if I got disconnected or okay, I think we lost Jose there. I'm sure he will be back in a moment. I had killed my camera because I thought it might have been my Wi-Fi dipping out again. Um, but yeah, from the looks of it, okay, he's coming back. He's coming back. I see the blue square spinning.
Hello.
All right. Yep. I hear you. We got you back.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what I had For a moment, I was trying to copy the link of Metagame and everything shut it down. Now I have it here.
No worries.
Here you go. So yeah, I think that tomorrow is gonna be really interesting. Actually, if you want to check the calendar, if you want to check the calendar of December, you can see it through Metaverse Makers Discord, because on their events, all the events of December are put by time and date, so you can check them out.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, let's start doing some music. Wishing a great December for everybody. We are already feeling the cold here. Actually, we are not getting like sun in our apartment, like for the sun position, and everything is just super cold. We have to go out there and catch some sun to grab some hat. It's pretty weird because it was like a change, like just like that, no, you know. Invoco a la fuerza del fuego. Invoco a la fuerza del fuego para transmutar el lugar. Invoco a la fuerza del fuego para transmutar el lugar. A toda la gente consciente que quiera vibrar. Invoco la fuerza del fuego para transmutar el lugar. A toda la gente consciente que quiera vibrar, que quiera pensar diferente, caóticamente, como una tormenta que quiere iniciar. Mira, si te has perdido en el camino, busca amigas que te conduzcan derechito a la caída. Quizás ahí abajo comprendas de libertad. Mira, si te has perdido en el camino, busca amigas que te conduzcan derechito a la caída. Quizás ahí abajo comprendas de libertad. Respiro abundancia divina. Respiro abundancia divina, lo doné de lo natural. Y exhalo la culpa y la pena que quiero soltar, que no me dejan alzar vuelo en la eternidad. Pues siento ha llegado el momento de ser lo que siento hasta la última nota y morir en verdad. Mira, si te has perdido en el camino, busca amigas que te conduzcan derechito a la caída. Quizás ahí abajo comprendas de libertad. Mira, si te has perdido en el camino, busca amigas que te conduzcan derechito a la caída. Viene el sol radiante desterrando oscuridad. El invierno solo existe para agradecer al sol. Cierra el círculo y disfruta de la orquesta de la vida y el calor. Viene el sol radiante desterrando oscuridad. El invierno solo existe para agradecer al sol. Cierra el círculo y disfruta de la orquesta de la magia y el amor. Cierra el círculo y disfruta de la orquesta de la vida y el amor. Cierra el círculo y disfruta de la orquesta del cacao y la visión. Cierra el círculo y disfruta de la orquesta del lobito y la visión. Tenemos la semilla, corazón. Vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar. Semilla para el despertar. Que tenemos la semilla, corazón. Vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar. Sonido para el despertar. Sonido para el despertar. Sonido para el despertar. Sonido para el despertar. Aquí estamos los sembradores. Cuidadores de la tierra. Transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión.
Woo! Adiwa!
Sorry for the echo. Sorry for the echo. But we have to do some echo about this echo.
Nice. That was epic. Oh, hopefully you guys hear me. I tried switching back to the computer.
Yes, we hear you loud and clear. You're good.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah. Have a little better, broader experience when I'm using it, so it is nice when it's working. We may have lost Jose for a sec. I see he's muted though, so he might just be prepping for his next song.
I'm just ready. Just that I was having some echo. I was just trying to mute instead of
No worries.
and blah blah blah. You know. But yeah, I'm ready to play. I'm ready to keep up doing music. Actually, I wanted to practice or like to share the set that I'm going to do for this December 10th. Actually, I'm going to see if I can stream. Oh, I don't know if I can. If I can find a friend that can, I will do. But we are gonna have a local concert in a beautiful place, a beautiful location. I think that we are gonna have a pretty nice sound, and we are gonna share stage with some friends. So it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be beautiful.
Awesome.
I would love to share that. And I see that Felens is on stage now, and I want to say hello. How you doing?
Back from the cold.
Brr. Doing well, man. Here, let's see. Does this work? All right. Hey, guys. Yeah, good to be here. Lovely to hear your music, my friend. Jose, you're on fire tonight, man. Beautiful.
Woo.
Yeah. Woo.
Are you gonna share with us a song? I see you prepared already.
I did string up. Not strung up yet. So yeah. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It was great to hear from Musashi and you on the project. Totally stoked to see what comes with that. And you know, I'm still waiting for that conversation about project management. So you just let me know, all right?
We're ready, man. The magic's gonna be there as soon as the money's there. We're ready.
That's what I was asking for. That's right. You hand me some money and I'll build you something.
They got they got the magic, you got the carpet. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Well, never mind. We can go down some ugly road with carpet. But the bottom line is that we got, yeah, it was really fun going to Alaska, seeing my son, enjoying the, yeah, it was weird. The first few days we were there, it was 1, 2 degrees and slowly warmed up. And thankfully, it didn't actually get over freezing because if it ever does there, they get a glaze of ice, which completely reverses all of their roadways, which are this perfectly crunchy, grippy snow, which is really bizarre. And so once a frozen cap gets put on a road, nothing sticks anymore. And so 2 years ago
Mayhem.
that happened, and it's mayhem. Yeah, they just slide all over the place for the whole winter from there. It's pretty nuts.
Damn. It was really cool getting to kind of tag along with you when you were up there, just showing us the views and hanging and stuff. So that was really awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So for sure, here to play some music. So here's first stage.
Woo! Think you got it turned up to 11 there, brother.
I did again, huh? Well, better than not.
Yeah, no, it was
Well,
rocking. I'll
did
tell
I
you that.
you blow the eardrums out?
I was
Hold
I
on.
was envisioning the like wall size or the giant Back to the Future speaker, you know.
Yeah, okay. Well, hope everybody survived that one. But I actually just need to do a little tune up. But yeah, Jose, you wanna?
Can you play the guitar again? It was a little high, so I had to put my own levels down.
Oh, okay. Jeez. Okay, I did really
If you can put it
smoke
a little
y'all.
down because it was picking at certain moments, and don't get me wrong, it was beautiful. Just that was it surprised me at the beginning, you know.
Well, trying to be a rock star, sometimes you over deliver, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we tried to tell you, but you were so inspired. So that,
Okay.
it doesn't
And
matter. We put our
Yeah.
levels down, but if you can
I don't pay attention when I'm playing. It's true.
He was, yeah, he gets in the zone. Is that a 12 string?
No, it's just my little 6 string here. But you know, it's the holy guitar.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
That gives
so
it
it
some
brings it.
extra pizzazz.
I have to enjoy myself with that one. Yes, it's the great holy guitar. I had a clam in there somewhere while I was playing, and I was just trying to go, how do I get the clam out? But of course, then again, I was so loud it didn't really matter. Well, how about if I just add a shit ton of reverb, and that'll take care of it. So here we go. Ooh, that's not a good chord, though. So this is something that you've been hearing a bit on this channel here, The Elements. How's the level on that one?
Very nice.
So,
It was on cue.
thank you.
It was beautiful. But
Yeah.
if we take the feedback, the qualified feedback of Jats Hathaway, it is still a bit hot.
It's still
Yeah. I had dropped your volume down by like half when you were hot, so I could probably bump mine up a little and you could soften yours and it would be ideal.
No, it's the crowd that is getting hot.
The crowd.
Not our lovely audience. So thanks for everybody being here and being part of Easy's Corner. Hey, what did we come up with the other day?
Oh,
Iskira?
I don't know why, but I lose you guys. Like,
Yeah, you're breaking up there a little bit, my friend.
I'm breaking.
I've got your audio, Jose. I think he's going to jump back up, which will probably be more fresh. Or let me just invite him. Do-do-do.
So
All
of
right.
course we're always messing around with this little group that we started originally for the not Easy's Corner when we were
The
finally
takeover.
yeah, we had a little takeover, and that's where I entered the scene. Yeah, I know it was kind of like a sneaky little way, but we had it called the Musica
Musica
Magnifica.
Magnifica.
And so with that, just recently, it's like, hello, it's like this chat is no longer not Easy's Corner, and so I was like, what is corner in Spanish? And so, and what's funny is I found it. Esquina with the S, but then of course Jose comes back with Esquina with the EZ, Esquita. So hey, it's Easy's Esquina. I love it.
Esquina.
Esquita.
That's where we
So,
roll.
hey, I'm hanging at the Esquina right now, man. So
If you had a pub, easy, in somewhere Spanish themed, that would be a nice name, like Esquina with a cita.
Maybe one day I will
it had
have,
to happen.
you know, a
Esquina.
corner property.
Vamos para la esquina a tomar una
Sí.
cerveza. Eso es fijo. Eso es
Yeah,
fijo.
where's Beer
Eso.
Clock? Don't we have a corner store set up for Easy somewhere? I know there's
We
an
should.
Easy Street that I actually have a picture of it. One in Annapolis, actually. There's an Easy Street.
Ooh, nice.
So I can drop that on you, but it's no longer Easy Street, my friend. It's Easy's Corner
True.
because you take up
Easy's
the whole, yeah.
Easy's Corner led to Easy Street, that led right back to Easy's Corner.
You have one on each corner.
I don't know how that works, but yeah, it happened.
Yeah, you're everywhere. So with that in mind, Jose, please fill the airwaves.
We're gonna share some vibes now, yeah. Tengo un código básico pa' tus hábitos tóxicos, pa' moldearte el oído, pa' cambiarte el sonido. Tengo un bálsamo ácido, dulce como la realidad, pa' cambiarte por dentro, pa' ir sacando lo feo. Sueño que tengo la última palabra en esa historia. El infinito de aquel día quedó en mi memoria. ¿Cómo hay que saber? A veces sientes todo un batallón, a veces la hormiga ruge al león, a veces parte y saca su color. ¿Cómo hay que saber? No todo siempre se hace menester, y lo sagrado siempre ha de estar, así nosotros no podamos ver. Sueño que tengo la última palabra en esa historia. El infinito de aquel día quedó en mi memoria, memoria. Tengo un código básico pa' tus hábitos tóxicos, pa' cambiarte el sonido, pa' moldearte el oído. Tengo un bálsamo ácido, dulce como la realidad. saca su color. Como hay que saber, no todo siempre se hace merecer. Y lo sagrado siempre ha de estar, así nosotros no podamos ver. Sueño que tengo la última. El infinito de aquel día quedó en mi memoria.
Woo!
Oh, I'm cutting out. Let me check my settings.
There was a little, just a little. It was pretty solid.
Cancelado.
That's gotta be one of my favorite songs. I think I might need to get a 1 of 1 of that, Jose.
Beautiful, beautiful. I like the campfire one. The campfire? Like No Winter's Land?
I think No Winter's Land.
Yeah, I think too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
awesome.
those two, I think they are part of the 5 I'm gonna share, and they are the ones with higher dynamic. And then I'm gonna start with the Force of the Fire, the one that I started with. Mira si te ha perdido en el camino. And that from that one I end on. Then I go to. Brújula de mi corazón, indícame mi caminar, no importa el punto cardinal, hay tanto que quiero mirar, de este a oeste que matar, concédeme el don de volar, ay brújula de mi corazón, no es cuestión de dirección, enséñame mi caminar, ay brújula, brújula, y ella respondió. No te tomes nada personal, nadie a ti te quiere lastimar, todo el sufrimiento es opcional, el aprendizaje quedará, honra tus palabras al hablar, sé coherente con cómo te expresas, la autenticidad es prioridad, tu valor no se expresa en moneda, no supongas sobre los demás, una duda te puede acabar, con tus ojos a observarte a ti, mira cómo puedes mejorar, pa' que hagas siempre voluntad, trae aquí a tu mejor versión, si te enfocas en el porvenir, el nuevo es el sonido mental. Sienta tu ira y dale agua. Deja que cese el estruendo mental, abandona el nido y mueve tus alas, mueve tus alas. Calma, 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 calma. Ahora que el cuerpo sabe que tienes la noción, pues ponlo en acción. Construye tu mañana. Ahora que es ahora y tienes la noción, el tiempo se frenó. Construye tu mañana. Calma, 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 calma. Deja que cese el sonido mental. Sienta tu ira y dale agua. Deja que cese el estruendo mental, abandona el nido y mueve tus alas, mueve tus alas. Calma, 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 calma. Happy to see you guys.
Oh yeah.
Those 5 songs will be the set. I think that I will extend them longer. I will be playing with Vanessa and we will be playing with some friends. So I will have maybe somebody to do, a solo. So we are gonna add a couple of compasses, a couple of bars, a couple of bars. That is the word, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so are we gonna buy organically?
Awesome.
We had a rehearsal the other day, but it was more like we did some baked potatoes, like, and we just ate and we talked about the songs, but we didn't play
Nice.
like that much. But yeah, I think we are gonna vibe. We always play music together, but when it's like a concert, like things, we don't want to share the best of us. Just that we didn't have the time to do that day. We were all of us. We had hungry.
Mhm. Awesome. Yeah, I hope it can be streamed in or recorded as well.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna try to, and if not, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna show you some videos like after the concert. But let's try to
Awesome.
make it live. Hey,
Yeah,
Felens,
yeah.
you ready to do some music for a moment? I don't know. You just put your camera now, or I don't know what happened.
Well,
Like the camera switched it for a moment. I thought you wanted like to share some song.
I would actually just switch back and forth between mic and turning it on and off. And so basically, it's funny. It switches where the video is in the order when you just change your mic status. So I wasn't trying to flash anything, but I was just definitely coming back up and just wanted to say how much I was enjoying it. So totally vibing.
With such a great voice.
Well, the way you were just slowing the whole last song down, that was, I mean, do that more often. I mean, it is
And
just opening up the song in such a way that, we actually get to, you play less, but we hear more.
Mhm.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I got you. And you know that that is something that like they used to say like in the academy that somebody that knows how to do a song actually knows how to do the song slowly. When you
Or
do
with
a song
like,
fast, you have time to miss. You have time to miss. And when you do a song slow, you will have chance like to for your failure like to be seen. At least you
yeah,
know the song.
Right.
everything's like open. If you're doing it slower, less complicated little riffs, actually can be more challenging. I was gonna say those five songs go so well together. It could be a drop where maybe if you collect all five, you get like a special extra song or something.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to do something like that. Actually, I was trying to download Ableton 11. I was trying to uh, install it. I was trying to use Keygen, which gives you the crack. Here in Venezuela, it's legal to use illegal stuff. You know, just we do it. Don't sorry. I don't. It's creative, and I had to do it. It's educational. It's for my educational resources. You know, it's protected. But I was using Keygen to do that, and that is somehow like a hack or like a virus, right? So the computer recognized it as a virus and it deleted my file of
Hmm.
Keygen. So I have Ableton 11, but now I don't have the Keygen creator to have it like unlocked because it
Right.
has like a yeah you have like to send a like a signature something
Oh man.
and
Yeah.
now I don't have where to look at, you know. And yeah, I used to have it Ableton, and I had a copy, but then when I tried to put the copy inside the computer, I had the antivirus activated, and it just saw like,
Right.
oh, this is a keygen.
Yep.
Damn. You might be able
Too
to
smart for it.
re-download Keygen and like turn off the virus control while
Yeah,
you do that or
that
something.
that can be a thing. The thing is that I don't find I don't know which link can be like a safe link now,
Oh yeah.
and uh, even can be nice if I can just find the keygen, which is something that I don't find in the internet. I always see is the Ableton full version complete plus the keygen,
Hmm.
you know, but there's no keygen. But this is a really common issue, and it's like yeah, you have to close your antivirus in order to use that keygen generator.
Right.
But yeah, so I have a friend that has the keygen, and I told him to pass him to me, and he has the antivirus activated. So when he tried to pass it to me, it was deleted again.
Oh
and now,
no.
and now we both don't have nothing. Yeah.
Damn. You gotta find that third friend and make sure he kills the antivirus.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Team effort.
Yeah, actually, I have a third friend. I think that if you have that data inside a MacBook, the keygen will not be dangerous because actually to install your Ableton on MacBook in this way, you don't need that keygen. You use another process with another files and stuff. So I think that
Hmm.
the keygen can be stored in a Mac safely. Mm.
Interesting. It's been a long while since I was like generating keys for Final Cut Pro or, way back in the day, like when we used to torrent stuff.
Right. Hey Jose,
Yeah, I think it's
let's try and have you turn off echo cancellation, just that one setting, because I think because I've turned that off and my audio quality has stayed solid. I think we're gonna make a positive
so
change this time.
I put on echo cancellation.
Yep.
I
Yep.
hope you
I
are
think that worked.
I'm gonna believe. I'm gonna believe.
sound is good still?
It's coming through.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe
turn
they
it off now.
improved on their crappy settings.
And now you
Right.
don't hear yourself.
That's right.
Correct. I just get the
Well,
deep reverb on the Felon's mic.
We can
hello,
always
I
learn.
know. It's
True. Never too late to learn.
trying not to show off there.
Well, I would love to share this song too. If I have time to share another song, I think I will do this.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a moment.
There you go.
Starting to feel them reggae vibes. Bring it.
Ya lo ves, el paraíso es lo que tiene ese rap, pero que no
Woo! That is a fun one.
Woo.
Yeah, that had a pretty nice vibe. I love it. It's pretty fun. That is the word. Pretty ludic. I remember I do it to play, to remember how to play, to remember how to yeah, rescue that part of myself, you know, and hold it and remember that, you know, we can always have a cheerful moment, a cheerful present, and how we can transmute things, you know, and how do we say what we want to say at any moment, you know, and how we can do in how to do that in a way that is um, poetical and beautiful and yeah, transformative for yourself, you know, instead of maybe a rant or you know trying to grab your baggage and turn it into something that can have harmony, you know, can turn into geometry, can turn into a space, a museum that you can surf to, you know, and you can appreciate with all their nuances and colors, and you know, that's music, a window to the experience of each one I.
Yes, I.
Agreed. And then there's my train.
Oh,
Makes
can't
all so
can't do
beautiful.
Easy's Corner without the train. That's permanent guest right there.
Yeah,
Jose,
it's part of the energy.
absolutely. Gotta keep the tracks. Anyway, awesome, Jose. Awesome.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I gotta get the lyric sheets for some of these songs. I'm starting to just, I'm starting to know a bit of the lyrics. But yeah, I've always had a wanting of the lyric sheets so I can like really actually memorize and be able to like sing along with
Yeah,
these.
these are those are things I can control and that I can do, you know, and I have to do it. I have to do them. So I'm going to point them somewhere here on my notes.
Nice.
Do the music. How do you call them? Sheets.
Like lyric, yeah, the lyrics or yeah, awesome. Yeah, because there's definitely like I know Spanish enough to pick up the majority of it, and like I'll just sing along, by myself. But then there's definitely spots where I'm like, wait, what does that part say there? Or even having heard it, 100 times, like you still don't
The
always
other
get
day,
every little bit.
yeah, it's just like that. We are doing a Spanglish experiment. I should have these resources to make it possible somehow, like music, Spanish classes, English, Spanglish classes.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what this is, but I know it can work for people like to learn both languages if I do the bilingual
totally.
songs. And the other day, I was sharing with a friend this song, Smart Contract, Brújula. How do you call it? You know, in Spanish, my people here names it as they want it. And he was saying like, what is the meaning of that song in English? And I did the translation, the live translation that sometimes I do, and you know
Hmm.
sometimes I just get it in the really good way, in a really good way, and that is a beautiful experiment that I would like to get down to earth. It would, you know, for that song. Let's try that song on English. I think it has a beautiful message. What is happening?
It's that change in the weather.
Yeah, maybe.
Just bring it in.
So I have to slow it down also to think. So I think we are gonna meet both ends of today's Music Monday. suffering is not essential. The learning will stay. Don't suppose about others. Be current about how to express yourself. Authenticity is a priority. Your value is not measured into currency. So you can do always your will. Bring here your best version. If you're focused on the new days, the new song will renovate your soul. Whoa, 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 whoa. My weakness is to hold it down. Then focus en el punto. Then focus en el punto.
Awesome. Nice.
I love
I
it.
was
I
grooving
love
on
it.
it in the background, and I had just had to step in.
That was those, especially those first little kind of like Santana licks you were throwing in there were really working. That was nice.
I'm
Spanglish.
inspired
Yeah.
by this guy.
I think
Spanglish.
I think that is a concept. That is a concept that meets like somehow social impact because you are doing education and it's something I can control. Like I don't need to have like a foundation to connect, like to educate and on board,
Totally.
and that maybe I can turn into something that can sprout into all those projects that I definitely want to do, but I can have a floor to walk on.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be really cool to like have maybe it's three or four times a year or something where there's like a songwriting workshop where you get Spanish speakers to work with English speakers and English speakers to work with Spanish speakers and kind of like adapt a song together or something. Like that would be really cool. And like you doing the versions could like lead to something like that.
That's something interesting, and no doubt, like that's really inspiring. And we don't know how I don't know we don't know how songs can turn into. And the other day, one the daughter of one of our friends, Clever and Oriana, our friends that plays ancestral chants, but time to time with us here. Uh, their daughter was singing at the first time she was singing No Winter's Land, and she was like, Aquí estamos los sembradores, and something like that. But in a certain point, it switched into her own song. And
Cool.
she was singing about this seed that was sprouting, that the water was meant for the trees, and the trees was meant for the water, and the song turned into healing of the Mother Earth. It was something
Awesome.
incredible, and that is like that was something incredible, incredibly huge, and I see that that is a potential for music to inspire others to know that we can create songs. We always can create them as a way to understand the reality. In certain point, we are not feeling on cue. Doesn't matter if what you are writing at the beginning doesn't have a sense, or if the first two or three songs are you are judging them, you know, a lot, or if you but just doing the process helps you to, you know, see yourself in a way that you are not like overloading your RAM memory. You know, it's out there, it's not within. So it actually helps, you know, to renew. And I think that, you know, that's the purpose of music, you know, somehow like to cleanse and to remember and to use it as a like as a pen drive, like a USB, because it's what it is. The the Animal Kingdom song we were showing you guys the other day. I don't know. I remember that I told you about the Animal Kingdom song that we
Yeah.
did, and I think that we were telling you the day we created, but we didn't have like an update from that. Like the kids love the song, and they now use the song. You know, they know now the animal kingdom, the vertebrates and invertebrate animals, and you know what are at least a few of their characteristics. And you know, if they want to go deep, they at least know like where to start. And
Totally.
that was something really really nice. So maybe, you know, also the creation of that song into English, which can be something very risky, because it was already a challenge on Spanish. You have to rhyme invertebrate,
Yeah.
but but it was certainly educational, you know. And there's a point when you work like in this type of music that I think that it doesn't matter the rhyme, but the message can get their own poetry by the dynamic of the saying, like
True.
like the theater part of music, the expressional part. I think that Disney movies does a lot of that. Like they are masters in their songs about, you know, how by doing something more dramatic or in a way sad or happier, they can add as a part of a lyric that doesn't have any like metrical sense. Uh, and even though it works with grace because it's part of, you know, a symphony of a movement of something like higher than the bars, at least in a certain
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. The with music especially, um, the sum can be like much more than its parts. Like when you have everything together, it just becomes something, extra special to, yeah, lift your spirits or make you feel creative or kind of
Yeah.
transport you. Yeah.
And something that is organically happening in the circles we are having. We do a full moon ceremony every full moon with our friends, where we get together to recap about the month, you know, to reconnect, see each other, and we smoke tobacco together from the Chanupa pipes. And um, we have been doing something, you know, because like after or before or after like the ceremony, we just get there with the guitars and we start sharing music. And with this same song, with smart contract or brújula that you call it, uh, you know, I was playing other chords. We had a friend that was playing the flute, and he told me like, do me the floor, please. And I started doing some chords that was mixing with what I was hearing, and we were just jamming on that, you know, vibe. And then Vanessa started like singing that song Brújula, but the chords were, it was like reharmonizing
Mm,
in other
interesting.
with another structure. I was trying to do it the other day with her because we love it, and we didn't know what we did. You know,
Right.
we were exploring
S-
it so much. It was so organic that we just lose it in the now.
Right. Something that was just in the moment. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and you know, I think that that is one of the most precious times of music, and I do have the belief that when we interact with digital media, there's something that happens that cuts that a little bit.
It can,
Like
yeah.
somehow, I think I don't know,
It,
I don't know. It's maybe
I
just
think
like
it's It could be perception, but I think it is easier to well, it may come down to actually like our electromagnetic fields and things like that because when you're in proximity to the guitar strumming, those waves are actually hitting your eardrum from the physical guitar versus through a digital speaker, like and just the person there, their physical energy. That yeah, it's different. Like you can't quite get that same experience, although we get very close. So yeah, there's definitely something to that too.
Yeah. Well, beautiful, beautiful and deep. How would it be? I'm gonna share another song. Should I try another Spanglish song?
Sure. Yeah, if you're feeling it, go for it.
Are you curious about any song?
I'm always curious about all these songs. Let's see if
Well,
somebody in the chat. Let's see if we get somebody in the chat throwing down.
can you turn, you know, the song into Spanglish? Have you played it? Maybe I missed it. You know what we're talking about? It is the
Oh,
basic
Felon,
code.
now your voice volume is too low.
Is it too low? I'm just
What
trying to think. How about now? The basic code. Can you Spanglish that?
basic code.
Basic code is a challenge because it's
Mm,
pretty rhythm with
right.
the voice. Uh, I'm gonna give it a try.
Nice.
Woo!
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
I have a basic code for your toxic traits. Don't change your sound to mold your ear. I have a I have a balsamic. I don't know how to say that word. You see? No, sour.
Acid.
It's not sour. It's not acid. Balsamo. Balsamo.
Uh, bals- Balsamo would be
Balm.
like balsamic vinegar, or
But
like
it will be not balsamic. Balsamo will be like balm. Yes.
balm, possibly
Let me look for the word because I'm because it's not balsamico. It's balsamo.
balsamo. Right.
So,
Oh,
I
like a
have to say
healing balm.
yeah, but it's acid. But it's heavy. Like this song,
Yeah.
I remember
So
like when I drop it, I have to ah wire it
it's a
again.
lot. It's a lot of like wiring to freaking change.
Words like batallón, actually I think no, porque batallón
But
tiene que ver con un batallón tiene que ver con un escuadrón
a
de
battalion.
no, it's not batalla because batalla is battle.
No, battalion. A battalion
Battalion. Yes.
is like
Battalion.
a amount of troops,
Yeah.
right?
So,
Yeah.
this song has we will have to build it. We have to build it together really slowly. Like I have a basic code
Well,
for your
definitely.
toxic
Thanks for
traits
giving it a. Yeah, play it.
to change
Just
your
play it
sound,
Spanish because I love that song so much.
to mold your ear. I have a acid bomb, sweet like reality, to change your ear. Oh, yeah, to heal, to cleanse your insides, or to cleanse you within, to take out the bad. I dream that I have to laugh. Mm. I think I have the last word to say in this history. Sometimes the ant roars the lion. Sometimes Mars takes outer color. As we have to know, not always everything is un menester, which is a word that we don't use like in Spanish every day, you know? It's a word that maybe they can use more in Spain, but I'm on
Mm,
Venezuela, and the word menester is not something I use menester. Let me
I love this.
menester. I'm using the translator and I just put the word and the word is still loading. So
Uh,
it's
that's a word I don't know actually. That's like one of those words that I'm always like, oh, what is the meaning of that? Menester.
it says need, the necessary. Yes. So as we have to know, not everything at the same time is necessary. And the sacred, it will always remain, even if we cannot see it. As we have to know, sometimes, as we have to know, sometimes if you feel a battalion, sometimes the ant roars the lion, roars the lion with an S, roars, roars, with an S. It will, instead of to the roars the lion. No, I don't know. I'm here having a grammar talk with Vanessa. Le ruge al león, pero a veces ruge al león también está ahí.
Roar roars like the lion or but I mean it's working. It works.
It will be
Yeah.
like, it will be, as we have to know, uh, as we have to know, sometimes you feel an army inside of you. Sometimes you feel uh, like, and sometimes the ant roars the lion, like roars to the lion, like it's like it's like a metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Or
works.
maybe
But
at the lion. Yeah.
Roars at the lion. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I have to work in a way that
Yeah.
sounds melodic and it's heavy duty because these are new words to me in English, and I still have to process them before singing them. And oh, battalion, I still have to say that with flow. You know,
right. You I mean I guess you could say, depending on how it flows, you could be like, sometimes you have a army inside or so, you could switch a few words here and there to get the flow, but I mean it's so cool just to even see some of this process, right?
yeah, it's pretty dope. I think it can open doors, you know, doors of
For sure.
perception. We can get even distillation of our words. You know, this is actually like
Yep.
uh, I don't know, sería como estudiar letras. I don't know, but we are studying somehow languages with the words
Oh
that we
yeah.
hear. ¿Cómo que? Uh, Vanessa is doing the English translation. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
there was one night. I mean, you've done a few times where you've just done some in English. There was one night like 2 years ago, maybe even more, a couple years ago at least, where you just were like, I'm gonna do some in English, and you did like probably like six of the kind of like mainstay songs, and you just ripped through them. It was like, what the hell is this guy? It was so crazy. So it
That was
can be done.
fucking fire. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
power of not because if I start thinking,
right.
I would say no. There's no way you can do that.
And and your English is so much like faster and more fluent now compared to then, but you were
Mhm.
just in that zone. You were just like channeling the English version that night. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, because sometimes you know that I always did the exercise of changing the words in Spanish to English,
Mhm.
and you can always feel like the rhythm. Like sometimes I don't know. English is a pretty like rhythmic language, and sometimes by the rhythm. It's like the absence of the vocals as pronunciated as we have them on Spanish. Like
English words are like shorter and kind of bouncier or
they have a
something,
lot
where
of
Spanish can flow.
should, thud,
Yeah,
thud, yeah,
duh,
yeah.
tuh.
They have a lot
Yeah,
of things that words for rhythm. So it's
yeah,
rhythm at the top, and like harmony is not like the priority, like in that case, because in the like in the most deep part of the word we are talking about the word itself, not and it's like there's more rhythm than melody inside of
right.
the word. They have more
And
like not vocals but the other
yeah,
language.
it's more staccato, where
Yeah.
Spanish is more it lends itself to uh I don't know, it's that the lyrical style of
Rhythmical.
Spanish
Yeah.
is like almost more, I don't know if it's poetic or, but it's just, yeah, it has it's really interesting how the language of a song affects the song so much, right? Whether melodical or I don't know. It's, yeah, it's interesting topic. It's always fun to get into this stuff.
And
I think that
Jose,
I would have to look. There's a few like cover songs from the 60s, 70s, 80s that were created in the States or in Italy, and they were translated by artists on Spanish speaking countries,
Mm.
and they have pretty good versions, but they might be something nice to share over there. I remember right now like Air Supply.
Air
If you know,
Supply.
Air Supply has a song which is The Power of Love.
Oh yeah, the power
mm,
of love. Bow, bow.
different song.
Oh
That's Huey Lewis.
yeah, that's too. It just is so locked into my head from Back to the Future. That's like,
Exactly.
Ok. ¿Cómo te llamas la canción en español, mi amor? ¿Estás clara?
Well, it's
Oh,
funny that you're talking to Vanessa because I was hearing her in the background doing the translation singing. I don't know if you guys.
I
I,
caught a
I'm al-
little of it too.
I'm almost going. Jose, why don't you just put Vanessa on right now while you're because she's got it. I mean, it was pretty funny, but we would love to see Vanessa maybe in the future. I know not tonight necessarily, but
Yeah.
me too. Me
yeah.
too. Let's cheer her up. I think she's shy because we have the camera now. So she comes.
Yeah.
By the time she comes, she said like, "Hello, guys." She stop.
Maybe we need to book her as the special guest, and
We have to
get
book
her
her.
some wardrobe,
Yep.
some wardrobe funds
I
thrown
think
in
that should
there.
be something really nice, and she has a lot to share. In terms, she has like
Yeah.
10 episodes.
Yeah.
She had a podcast of Refi. This is pretty strange. ¿Puedo compartir la historia de Alex, el pana raro ese que ya no está? Okay, I have permission of Vanessa to share this, but Vanessa was
Yay.
working on a Refi podcast inside like a DAO whose
Yeah.
name was
Hmm.
Blockchain Solidarity Podcast. And I don't know, they were pretty weird from the second one. I didn't want it to contribute, but what Vanessa was motivated to do something in communications, a podcast. Refi was interesting, so we decided to came up with this name with three roots, like connecting roots to the wireless type of
Yeah.
Refi podcast. And Vanessa did like 10 episodes of this. But in the
Wow.
meantime, she had like as this was a DAO, she had like to share the the ownership of the DAO of the podcast, and so this
Mm.
dude was basically like bossing her about the work she was doing, and it was something always pretty weird, basically because we are always creating together and doing our stuff together, and we are having a Web3 cosmic relationship that we are looking to experiment in a good manner. And sometimes when I connect with people that it's bossing somehow from a different background, I just think that they have something to learn from this change to I don't
Yeah.
know. But the thing is that it was always weirder and weirder, and he told one day to Vanessa that she was out of the project, and that he was going to keep the name and the concept and stuff for the
That's
DAO.
not how a DAO works.
Yeah,
It
no.
was
First of all, there's not one
yeah.
guy that fires people in a DAO. Second of all, if you do a podcast with a DAO, that doesn't mean it's their podcast. That just means that you're doing a podcast with them.
Right.
Well, this was pretty weird. So this was always pretty weird, and also Vanessa was doing this for free. But we knew that somehow this dude was like connecting with different podcasters, like, and he was getting something in exchange that none of these
Mm,
podcasters was aware of. Like that is the thesis we had, and
right.
and and so Vanessa kept doing it because she loved like the guest she was picking up and the process, and it was a super great project. We did the music from the intro. We were super passionate
Nice. Yeah.
about everything, but
Yeah.
then this dude disappeared, and all the social media, Vanessa is here.
And I appeared. He disappeared.
Great to
Yay.
see you.
Oh, that was so funny. Do I have to be a special guest to be here? No.
No,
Never.
but we will
You're
make you a
always.
special guest.
Yeah, have you as the special guest to actually hear more of the backstory because enough about those guys. It's just what about the experience that you had in doing it, and you know
Oh,
h-
yeah,
how
yeah.
capable you are in that.
Good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, it was great. I'm so happy to see you, fellas. I had like some time without seeing you on camera, and same for Ease.
Yeah.
Oh, so good, guys. Well, it was a great experience, I have to say. Taking all that shady stuff away, it was a great experience for me because what I wanted was to learn and to dare to do something new and learn in the process. And at first, I was like very scared. Somehow I'm like really shy on digital. I don't know what's going on. I'm working on it, but so it was a challenge for me, and I like that. And but there was always something with this dude, and like the energy was off, and
Yeah.
I was like, maybe it's me. I don't know. I'm going to give the
I'm going
benefit
to
of the
heal. I'm
doubt.
going to heal.
It's me, not you. It's me.
No, maybe it's me. Maybe, I'm overthinking this, and I'm going to take this experience to learn. And then he was like going on a whole other direction. He was like, he was never clear about things, about what he wanted to do. And he was always like putting down others' work. For example, saying that, oh, but
Mm,
that's easy, but anyone can
yeah.
do that. And um, things like that, like that's even if everyone
Demeaning.
can do
Yeah.
it, everyone's different, everyone's giving their best, so you have to appreciate that,
Yeah.
and he was
And
always
just
like,
doing
oh,
it.
everyone can do that, anyone. And I didn't like that either. But yeah, so I kept going because I love that experience of speaking to other people and getting to know about them. And the concept of Web3 Roots was about that, not talking only about the refi projects, but how these region call it, why they call themselves regions, and what
Hmm.
is a region, how is that, how do you chew that, as we say here in Venezuela.
¿Cómo te masticas eso?
And how, what is their thinking, even in terms of spirituality, what are their beliefs, and why are they doing what they're doing, what's their purpose. So that was kind of like the concept of it, and I really like that because I think that that's the way to know the soul of Web3, which was like the slogan for this podcast. And also, I'm a journalist. I love storytelling. I love getting to know was beautiful. I had great conversations, and I got to get out of my comfort zone and dare to do something new and something different. So I think it was a pretty good first experience for a podcast, and it opened my mind about what I can turn this into. I like you know infinite possibilities. I don't know
Totally.
what to think.
Well, that's
Um,
Totally.
it's so rad that you had this like really cool experience, growth, connecting with people, putting those roots down. And then you have this wacky dude who, amidst all the coolness, can't seem to vibe and then decides to, like, well, I'm just going to take stuff and go. Like, you
Yeah.
missed the whole point. He missed everything. So it's
yes,
just, it's,
yes,
and
yeah, we were like that at the beginning. Like, well, this dude, I don't think he gets it pretty clear, but let's keep going. Let's see how it goes. And Jose was also like, I don't know about this dude, but okay, do your thing, and you have my support.
Well, what's
Um,
great is that you have all that experience now, and so what's next? I mean,
yeah.
really, that's the real conversation. It's like,
Yeah, well, my friend Espartaco was actually who was helping me to produce this, and we had great talks about ideas,
nice.
about projects, Web3 related or not, that we can do. Um, so yeah, I'm at a stage in my life right now that I feel like what's the word? I lost the word. Um, Huh?
Mhm.
uh, I'm like restructuring
mhm,
Yeah.
life in a way, like focusing, like prioritizing what I want to do. I'm a Gemini. I want to do everything,
Mhm.
and I always have like a lot of information and air, so I have to prioritize, and I'm organizing like what I want to do next, how I want to do it. So I feel like I'm in that transformation stage, like changing lots of things. Like I'm going back to habits that were good for me that I had dropped. So yeah, I'm feeling good, and
cool.
I'm
Nice.
glad for it. Yeah, and with this dude, with this podcast, I felt like I felt like I took a weight off my back, because there was always this yes, this weird tension and this weird energy. And then he was like, okay, so I'm going to make this DAO. um Vanessa Dow is now live. um and he was like, oh, we are going to make this DAO, so the project is automatically a part of this DAO, whether you like it or
Nope,
not.
not
No,
how
And
it works.
no.
yeah, and like a lot of things like that. And I was like, well, okay, like you can do whatever you want. I'm out. I'm going to do something else. And then he disappeared, and the whole DAO disappeared, and the old project disappeared. And I was like, oh, I knew this. Like
The
we were.
signals of a rug.
But
But
Yes.
you know what? The
now she has the
Web3
contact.
Roots, Web3 Roots would be a killer podcast under Web3, and the lads, Nifty Q and Gifted, like that. Like if you guys did, a weekly show under their network where they actually have like really killer content and a decent crowd that is our vibe, our tribe, like doing, like if you did a show over there weekly, I bet they would be super down and support it to have, they're always super supportive, just any like women artists and speakers and stuff coming and being involved. So that could be a cool way. And if you're already just refire up your web3 roots or something like that. So that could be a possibility.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great.
and maybe to mint the all the episodes she already got, or to use them into something, or to re-invite all these guests into
Yeah.
episode, or I don't know, but you know, to connect that energy and to share that energy, with the audience, because I think that there are some nice guest DAOs on Refi that she had that they shared
Yeah, very
really,
interesting people that
like
I've
this
met.
guy
We
that no, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say we need more of those connections too, because a lot of the stuff is just gonna be about the PFPs and the tokens, and of course the art and stuff. So it would be nice to bring some of that into the mix, a little more of the spirituality and music and refi and all that to kind of clump
Yeah,
it in.
but
Yeah.
who are these people? Who are the humans behind all of this?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if you can share a bit about this guest you had, which was from Brazil, which he had like a pretty interesting background, like growing up in hurtful situations, and now the work he's doing is like to help like education with Web3, a lot of
Yeah, he's Marcelo
opportunities.
Silva. I don't know if you know him. Marcelo Silva, he's the founder of a project called Blockchain na Escola, and he's in Brazil. And he is doing this education project for schools. And it was really interesting to get to know him deeper because he grew up in a favela, and he was always so well educated, but it was because his family was like very into books and very intellectual, but that was not like the common thing on that favela. So when he could get out of the favela, he knew that he wanted to dedicate to these social impact projects that would take the best of other people that are maybe in this situation.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. I mean, yeah, probably a very specific kind of upbringing to be coming from in the favelas and be like, deeply knowledgeable on like scholastic type things. Yeah, I mean, like, hard knocks of life, you get pretty smart out there, but to have like a more deeper education, that must have taken some doing.
Yeah, you don't know like the challenge somebody can have. I know like there are certain points in the ghetto here where there's not like public transportation, and the fathers just don't send their kids to school, and that's it. And they grow inside
Right.
the ghetto, and they just see nothing but the ghetto. And I think that was Vanessa that told me a lot of time ago. Like there was like a newspaper doing a contest for kids about like your landscapes of the city, so the kids could like draw some landscape. And there was this kid from one of the most uh, from the it's like the east side of the city, and he was from like one of the most tallest buildings of the city. And the thing is that like the view from there is it was like another building, and he didn't have any landscapes, so his draw was basically like a two-dimensional perspective of the street he had
Whoa.
below. And it was just a street, it was just a square line which has some paint, like a street, and that was it. And I don't know why I started sharing this, but it was pretty deep. It was a pretty deep
That's
content.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah,
like pretty intense.
the environment where you are actually shapes your reality and creativity.
Yeah.
And if you live, if you don't have the opportunity to get out there to get some air, you start getting into a cage and not even knowing it.
Yeah.
It's your reality. You can draw, but it will be art. It will be your expression. So I was to well, to consider how blessed we are, right? And that we don't know, even somebody at the other side can be, in some situation where their perception is just the street they have below, and you know, there's just too much to look at. sometimes we just hold into the things that you know make us feel down, make us to look down.
It's safe. That's the word that takes away so much, impetus to go safe, right?
Hmm.
I'm getting rid of my reverb finally. Hey, so unfortunately, I gotta jump. It's God, I can't believe it's almost 3 hours that we've been going. So
We've been rolling for a while, yeah, but great stuff. I mean, awesome tunes. It was epic hearing from Musashi and Hyperion, and always great to have our wonderful Venezuelan connection join us. So,
Yeah, Musashi
and
asked me earlier if we were going to like how much show we can have, and I told him that hasta que el cuerpo aguante, yo le dije,
mhm.
as
because
long as we want.
as long as the body stands.
Yep, yep.
And I told him that sometimes we even reach midnight, and we just 15 minutes for midnight, at least here. I didn't notice.
Well,
Um,
let's make midnight then.
yeah, we just make a casual Venezuelan goodbye that lasts like 15 minutes to
Right.
that you already stand up like hey goodbye and you sit again.
Sit back down, yeah. Stand up for like 2 minutes and then sit back down for like another 15. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Or
Oh, what are your plans for Christmas?
oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Felons, you want to go first?
Sure. I've got a nice mix. I have my family that most of them, well, the immediate family are here. We're going to meet at my sister's house. We celebrate on the 24th. My family is German, but my wife is Jewish, and so we'll be separate, celebrating Hanukkah as well. And so kind of hitting all points. One of the nicest things I don't, I don't know how nice the city is, but going into San Francisco Union Square, they have all the lights going, and so we're gonna go up and check that out. My wife's birthday was just this last Monday, and so we are gonna kind of spend some time in the holiday zone. But yeah, and then there's gonna be all sorts of music, so hey, can't wait
Oh
to
yeah.
check it all out. So yeah, that's the holidays.
Good.
Nice, nice.
What about you, Luis?
Um, I am going to be heading down to Costa Rica here in just a couple weeks, and I'll get down a little before Christmas, and yeah, have Christmas with with the family, and my wife's brothers will probably come, and suegra, so her mom and brothers and cousins and stuff. So we'll have like a pretty decent family Christmas dinner down there.
Good, good.
Nice.
So good.
Yeah.
We're still figuring out what we're going to do. My family is traveling. They are all in the US. Well, my father
Oh.
will be traveling on the 21st. So I feel like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. Okay, bye bye. And yeah, so I'm going to spend it here, and um,
We want
we want
like
maybe we will travel to Trujillo, maybe.
yeah, that
We
can
have
be a thing
yeah.
to go and visit some friends, and also we wanted like to put maybe some like Christmas decoration or something because
Get a little
we
festive.
we had some time without putting like some Christmas decoration, so that can be something nice.
Cool.
And yeah, I don't know, spending time with our families and with our friends, um, but nothing clear at the moment. I think that we will see.
It can be nice to have like a casual Christmas where you're not necessarily, have a like, your family's out traveling, so you're like, oh well, I don't have like the usual big thing. I'm gonna go like, to another town and visit some friends and experience their kind of like family Christmas. So that
Yeah,
could be cool.
Totally,
we did
totally.
that. We did that 2 years ago, and it was beautiful because we shared like 15 days, at the end of the year with our friends on their
Nice.
house. And we had this friend. At the moment, she was living like in their grandmother's house from all the life, and was like a really big house, and she was the only living there. And she had like many friends, like for real, many friends, and they always were there. So it was like we woke up and we already had a lot of people into the house, sharing up together or standing on their
Cool.
phones in the couch. And we had like that Christmas with them, like all these people, they celebrated with their families, and after the midnight they were at Betty's house
Yeah,
sharing.
it was great.
And we got that energy, and we also met a few great musicians that we love, that we want to do projects with too. So yeah, always those trips opens, opportunities and dreams
Hmm.
to create music with friends from other states, and how that can like connect us, unite us, and create like opportunities to share more together with this. What we want to do when we meet together, do more music, have more opportunities to share together.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah, I would love you guys to meet William Franco, which is a musician from the countryside of Venezuela, and he sings actually pretty great on English, and he plays Freddie
Nice.
Mercury songs, and he sings great, just
Yeah, he's a great singer.
incredible. He's a great singer, and he plays songs from, I don't know, Prince, Michael Jackson. He
Oh wow.
performs a lot of like of musicians of like high skills and technique, and he do it in their own way, and it's just great. It's a beautiful energy. So yeah, I'm gonna see if we can connect with him one of these days. The thing is
Nice.
that he's pretty far, but yeah, it will be beautiful. Well, good night, everybody. Keep away from FOMO and hold the pie.
Peace,
Peace,
love,
love,
and
and
whipsy.
peace. Woo!
Peace, love, and whipsy.
Adiwa.
Woo!
Y nos vemos.
Adiwa.
Good
See
night.
you guys.
Great to
See
see you.
y'all. Yeah, see y'all around the metaverse. And next Monday here on Easy's Corner. Peace, love, and whipsy.
Easy's Corner.
Woo!
Esquiera.
La Esquines.
Esquina. Yeah. All right.
Esquinas,
Peace.
please.
La
See
Esquines.
ya.
Peace. See ya.
Bye bye.